Welcome back to Kidding Around. My name is Melanie Smith, and I think it is fabulous that you are here with me on another fun Film Friday. Today we'll be talking about a great Halloween movie, and we will also be doing a sweet activity. Before we get to that though, if you like what you're seeing here and want to follow along with all of Kidding Around's videos, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then also below each video, click the thumbs up button. Thank you very much. All right, on to our fun film. Today we are going to be talking about the Toy Story of Terror. Have you watched this one? It's a great one. So the Toy Story gang goes on a road trip and they find themselves unexpectedly at a roadside motel. Then one of their friends goes missing. So this is the story of what happens then. I'm not going to tell you any more because I don't want to ruin the ending for you, but I guarantee if you watch this movie, you will enjoy it. So we are going to be doing a couple different activities today. The first one is that we are going to be making this little guy. Do you recognize him? His name is Forky, and he is from Toy Story 4. And no, technically he's not in Toy Story of Terror, but I thought it might be kind of fun after you make him to sit with him and watch Toy Story of Terror together. You know what? It is always nice to see old friends. Okay, so the materials to make Forky that you will need are a white plastic spoon, a popsicle stick, a red pipe cleaner, some white Play-Doh or clay, a black Sharpie and a light blue Sharpie. You'll need something to draw a rainbow on Forky's foot. I will be using some thin line Sharpie markers, a pair of scissors, some white glue, some red yarn, some blue yarn, and then 2 different sized eyes. I keep this container full of all different sizes of eyes because these are eyes that I have purchased for a project or another sometime in the past, and then I just keep all of the extras. I'll make sure to include a link below this video to get some eyes, and then make sure to get a little box to keep all of them in, because then for your next project you won't need to buy any. All right, so let's get started. So if you look at Forky, you will see that he is actually a spork. He has these tines at the top of his head, which make him a combination between a fork and a spoon. But you know, sporks are sometimes kind of hard to find, so I thought that I would modify a spoon to make it look like a spork. So I am going to draw 3 triangles on the top of my spoon to trick the eye into thinking that he is a spork. Do you see how that works? Okay, once you have that done, then you're going to glue on your eyes. So remember, Forky, I keep wanting to call him Sporky now, but Forky has 1 big eye and 1 small eye. So I'll glue the big eye on first, and as you do this, you will notice that the eye doesn't lay completely flat on the spoon. That's because the spoon is curved and the eye is flat. That's okay, it will still work. Just make sure to put on enough glue, and then you can go ahead and just place your eyes on. So I now have the big eye and the small eye on, and it's time for Forky now to have a mouth. So then go ahead and grab your blue yarn and cut off a small piece. It doesn't take much. And then you will take your glue and you will outline his mouth. So you want glue everywhere that this yarn is going to go. And then you're going to put the yarn down very gently. You can just place it along in that glue line. You see, I have a little bit too much, so no problem. I'm just going to snip it right there, and then I'll just readjust just a little bit. And there we go, there's his mouth. So we're going to do the same with the hair. We'll cut off a small bit of red yarn, and then we will take a line of glue where his hair would go and just place it right there. And then we will put the yarn in very gently, and there we go. You can move things around, adjust them just a little bit while the glue is wet. I think he looks pretty good. Then we're going to put his hands on, but before actually we put them on him, let's actually make the actual little fingers. So the way that I do that is I take the tip of my pipe cleaner and I bend it in, and then right where that tip ended, I'm going to fold back the big piece of the pipe cleaner. And then where I see that bend, I'm going to bend again. And then I'm going to bend in the same place and bend in the same place. And now we have this kind of three-humped thing that will become Sporky's hand. So then we're going to kind of just turn it in on itself, and there we go, there's his hand. Then let's make the other one the exact same way. We bend in the pipe cleaner, and then we bend it back, and bend it again. Lots of bending. Bend it again, and one more time. And then we kind of bend the whole thing back, and there he has two hands. So then we can easily just wrap this one time around the spoon, and look at that. Now Sporky can talk and move his hands. I guess he doesn't need his hands to talk, but it seems like I talk with my hands sometimes. So now Forky can do that too. Okay, now he needs his feet. So you take your popsicle stick and you're going to cut it in half. Be careful about doing that because that can happen. I'm going to go pick that up and then we'll finish on his feet, okay? Okay, I got his foot. All right, so now we're going to make the sticker that is on one of his feet. We're going to just draw that on directly onto the popsicle stick. So I'm going to take my red and I'm going to draw an arch like I would on a rainbow, and then an orange. Do you know the name that the colors of the rainbow make up? They make up Roy G. Biv. R-O-Y is red, orange, yellow, and then the G is for green, and Biv is blue. And then there's also indigo in there. So if you're making a 6-color rainbow, you skip that indigo, and then you go to violet. So Roy G. Biv is the way to remember the colors of the rainbow, or the orders of the rainbow. Okay, so once I have that made, I am going to kind of place them the way that I would like them to be. And then I'll take a little bit of white clay, and I am going to stick it down right directly on top of those popsicle sticks. And I'm really going to push down to make sure that the clay goes all the way around those popsicle sticks. And then once I have that the way I want it, I'm going to put Forky right in. There we go, he's almost complete. If you see right here, he has a little blue line drawn up the part of the spoon, so we're going to do that last. So I'm just going to draw a blue line right here in the center of the spoon, and then I'm going to slide his hands down, and look, there we go. Hello, Forky. All right, I think he's ready to watch the Toy Story of Terror. We'll just set him aside right now, and we'll actually let both of them watch our next activity. Okay, so speaking of making your own toys, and speaking of Halloween and fall, I thought it would be kind of fun to put together a toy made of just ordinary household objects that can launch marshmallows into my favorite fall drink, hot chocolate. So I don't know how well this will work or how good my aim is truly, but the idea is that now, once I have this Marshmallow Catapult, I'll be able to put marshmallows in my hot chocolate as I drink it and watch the Toy Story of Terror with Forky. I guess my aim's got to get a little bit better, right? All right, well, I'll keep working on that, but let me show you how to make this Marshmallow Catapult. The materials that you will need are at least 9 popsicle sticks, several rubber bands, a plastic spoon, some masking tape, and of course, your marshmallows and hot chocolate. So you're going to take 7 of your popsicle sticks and stack them all in a big stack. They should be lined up exactly one over the other. Once you have that, then you're going to take a rubber band and you are going to put it in about 1 inch over the stack, and then you're going to twist it and go over again. And you're going to keep twisting and going over until you feel that the stack of sticks is pretty solid. So that's what that should look like. And then you'll take another rubber band and you'll put it on the other side And you'll do the exact same thing. And you just twist and go over and twist and go over until you feel that the stack is solid and the sticks are not going to move. Then you'll put that down and pick up 2 more sticks. And then you're going to grab a rubber band, and about 1 inch in, you're going to do the same thing. You'll attach these 2 sticks over and around. Okay, then once you have this, you're going to open these 2 sticks, and you'll feel that they kind of want to go wonky on you, but that's okay, because then you're going to put them over the 7-stick stack. Say that 7 times fast. And it's going to look like that. And then you're going to take 2 rubber bands and secure the 2 sticks to your 7 sticks. So you're going to do that by twisting here through the middle. So right now you have this rubber band going across the middle of your 2 sticks, and you'll kind of feel that it wants to kind of point one way. So then you're going to take another rubber band and you're going to cross this. So it's going to look like an X right there in the middle of your 2 sticks. And that'll keep it going straight. All right. So you see I have an X there. So this is the main structure of your catapult. Then you're going to take your spoon and you're going to tape it to this top stick. You may be able to slide it under those rubber bands, but I think I'm going to tape mine just because I don't want to accidentally snap my rubber bands. So I'm going to tape this stick to the spoon. And there we go. Look, I have my marshmallow catapult. Should we see if it works? I think that's a yes. Now the trick is to see if I can get it into my hot chocolate. I don't know. We'll see about this. Not even close. Well, you know, it's very fun to be able to make something like this and then to also test it. So you might be able to move the spoon out and back, or you might be able to adjust the rubber bands a little bit to help your aim. You also might be able to use a different size marshmallow. I have all 3 different size marshmallows here. And I don't know, that one didn't look any better, did it? It probably looked worse. Oh, that's getting close. I could also try this big marshmallow. I don't even know if it'll fit. Oh, it fits in the spoon, but it doesn't go very far. So keep experimenting and see if you can actually get the marshmallows into your hot chocolate. It's a fun, tasty experiment, even if you can't quite get your aim right. So I would love to see videos of your marshmallow catapults or pictures of your Forkies. You can ask your parents to post those on our Facebook site. And if you enjoy what you've done here, please follow along with our YouTube page. We do Masterpiece Mondays, Test Tube Tuesdays, Wanderlust Wednesdays, Thoughtful Thursdays, Fun Film Fridays, and then we also do standout stories and wonderful women lessons as well. We would love to see you there. Well, this wraps up another Fun Film Friday. I hope you've had as much fun as I have. Thanks for kidding around with me. I will see you next time.